Hi everyone, Scott here with Low Altitude Flyer. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a full 2,000 mile review of my 2026 BMW F800GS. I've now spent enough time on this bike to really understand what it does well, what surprised me, what I would change if I could, and in this video I'll cover where I've been riding, what I like about the bike, what I don't like about the bike, along with all the modifications that I've made, and lastly, whether I'd buy this bike again after 2,000 miles. If you're considering an adventure bike like this BMW F800GS, be sure to check out my first video from back in January when this bike was brand new. In that video, I cover the factory low suspension and low seat option that's been a game changer for me as a shorter rider. I take a detailed look at the TFT display and controls. I go over the Vario luggage system. I review the aftermarket parts I had installed up to that date and walk through the bike specifications and features. I'll put a link in the description below and also on the end screen so you can watch that video after this one. First of all, where I've been riding. Most of these 2,000 miles have not been freeway miles. They've been spent doing exactly the type of riding that I enjoy most. A lot of my time's been spent practicing slow speed riding skills, including attending a Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle practice session. I've also put hundreds of miles on mountain roads throughout Southern California. Places like Lake Arrowhead, Running Springs, Big Bear, Angeles Oaks. You'll see footage of many of these rides throughout this video. And of course, I've also done city and freeway riding. But the majority of these 2,000 miles have been mountain roads and rider training. I think that's important because this evaluation isn't based on riding straight down a freeway. It was tested in training sessions and mountain twisties, city traffic, and everyday riding situations. Let's talk about what I like about the bike. I really do like this motorcycle. The first thing that stands out is how well it handles. Whether I'm doing slow speed drills, riding through town, or cruising the mountain roads, the bike feels stable and predictable. In the mountains, the lean angle capability has been excellent, and the bike has plenty of power for all those long uphill grade changes, and it inspires confidence. And it's been a lot of fun on the twisty mountain roads. The engine's been fantastic. Of course, it starts every time, it runs smooth, and has plenty of power. It does everything I've asked it to do. The fuel economy averages right around 42 miles per gallon. For the type of riding I do, I'm happy with that. The display is another thing I really like. The screen is easy to read. The gear indicator is large and clear. The RPM gauge is easy to see. Everything is laid out well. The low seat height. One of the biggest reasons I purchased this motorcycle was the availability of the factory low suspension and low seat. As many of you know, I'm only 5 feet tall. That's 1.52 meters. So seat height is a huge factor for me. The lowered suspension and low seat height have worked perfectly. I can manage the bike and it's given me a lot of confidence. If you're a shorter rider looking at adventure bikes, this is definitely something worth considering. Crash bars. Now let's talk about protection. And yes, I've tested it several times. The engine crash bars have worked great. The bike has taken a few naps during training, but every time it's gone down, the crash bars did exactly what they're supposed to do. The motorcycle body itself has never touched the ground. Only the crash bars, the Vario bag protection bars that I built, and the handlebars have touched the ground. I have broken a couple clutch and brake levers. The crash bars alone have saved me from expensive damage. The BMW Vario bags have been excellent. I use them every day. One of the things I really like is how they expand and contract. I can keep them compact when I don't need much storage, or expand them when I need extra room. They're definitely expensive, there's no question about that, but I use them enough that they've been worth the investment. But one thing I couldn't find was any aftermarket protection for the Vario bags. So I built my own. I'll show you how they work and how they adjust as the bags expand and contract. It's a simple design, but it works really well. One thing I'd like to mention before we go farther If you're interested in becoming a better rider, be sure to check out the training videos here on the channel. We have complete lessons covering slow speed riding, friction zone control, U-turns, figure eights, emergency braking with obstacle avoidance, emergency braking in a turn, along with mountain riding techniques. We also have riding adventures throughout the mountains of Southern California. So if that's something that you're interested in, take a look through the playlist after the video. So on the top Vario bag, I actually ended up adding a USB and 12-volt plug. So you can see the wiring down here goes underneath the seat. What I did is I mounted it inside the box. So it has a 12-volt cigarette lighter, a USB-C, and then a standard USB all in one socket, and then it just turns on and off here. And I use it for charging, either charging my phone, charging iPad, or sometimes video equipment while I'm riding. Now on to the tires. After spending time teaching myself how to ride this bike on the street, improving my slow speed skills, and getting comfortable with the bike, I now have switched over to the Dunlop Trailmax Raid tires. I only have a few hundred miles on them, but my first impressions have been excellent. They're great on the pavement, better than I was expecting actually. They also work well on the mountain twisties, and they'll allow me to start exploring more dirt roads and off-road riding. You'll definitely see more off-road content in future videos. Now, things that I don't like. And there are a few things that I would change. Of course, no motorcycle's perfect. First would be the fuel tank size. At roughly 4 gallons, or about 15 liters, I find myself wishing it carried more fuel, especially when I compare it to my son's BMW 1300 GSA. That bike carries about 9 gallons, and that's a huge difference. Second, the bike can feel a little top heavy, especially for shorter riders like myself. The good news is that proper training and proper techniques will help this tremendously. As my riding skills improved, the top heavy feeling became much less noticeable. Third, and it's a small thing, I wish BMW made the rear brake lever height adjustable. Being able to move that pedal up and down would be a nice feature. Some things that surprised me? There were a couple surprises. The first were the heated grips. When I first bought the bike, I thought the high setting would be way too hot. It turns out I was completely wrong. In the colder mountain air around Lake Arrowhead and Big Bear, they've been fantastic. The second surprise was the dynamic riding mode. I figured I'd use it occasionally, but now it's basically all I use. I ride in dynamic mode nearly all the time. The only exception is when I leave the pavement and then I switch it over to the Enduro mode. If you're curious about any of the gear, equipment, or accessories you see in my videos, head over to lowaltitudeflyer.com and you'll find links to my riding gear, motorcycle accessories, video equipment, audio equipment, practice cones, training equipment, and many of the modifications you've seen on this motorcycle. And just so everyone knows, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I paid retail price for everything that you see on this bike. If I recommend something, it's because I actually bought it and I actually use it and I like it. Final thoughts. So after 2,000 miles, would I buy the BMW F800GS again? Absolutely. Would I get the low seat version again? Absolutely. For the way I ride, it's been a great motorcycle. It's comfortable and it's capable. Handles mountain roads extremely well, and it works great for a shorter rider. And it's opening the door to more adventure riding and off-road riding. Is it perfect? No, I'd like a larger fuel tank. But overall, I've been extremely happy with this motorcycle. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you join us. It doesn't cost you anything, but helps the channel out. I'm Scott with Low Altitude Flyer. I'm a short rider. I'm an old man with very little street bike experience. So if I can do it, anyone can. We'll see you in the next video. Runway 6, clear for takeoff. First here, Charlie.